All right, let's talk about the O-level Islamiyat exam. If you're studying for it, you know the syllabus is, well, it's huge. It can feel like you have to memorize entire books of history, themes, and teachings. Honestly, it can get pretty overwhelming. But what if I told you there's a simpler way to look at it? That there's a code to crack this thing? Well, today, that's exactly what we're going to do.
Okay, so first things first. Everything we're talking about today comes straight from the source, the official Cambridge O-Level Islamiyat Learner's Guide. This isn't just some theory I cooked up. This is the actual blueprint from the people who set the exam, so you know you're getting the real deal.
We're going to break this all down into 4 simple parts. First up, we'll look at the exam blueprint itself, what you're actually facing. Then, we're going to unlock the 2 essential skills you need, which we'll call knowledge and understanding. And finally, we'll put it all together with a clear strategy for success on exam day.
Right, let's start with the big picture. What does this exam actually look like? Because, just understanding the structure is the first step to feeling like you're in control. Now, take a look at this. The interesting thing here is just how similar the 2 papers are. Paper 1 and Paper 2 are both an hour and a half, both worth 50 marks, and in both you have to answer 4 questions. And check out the skills they're testing, knowledge and understanding for both. They're perfectly balanced, each one making up exactly half of your total grade.
Now, you saw those words on the last slide, knowledge and understanding. And they might just seem like a couple of words, but they are the absolute secret to this entire exam. Because think about it, despite that massive syllabus, all the history, the teachings, the personalities, every single mark you can get is for showing one of just 2 skills. And here they are. These are the 2 keys to unlocking the whole exam. The first one is called Assessment Objective 1, or AO1. This is knowledge. Think of it as the what. It's all about recalling the facts. The second key is Assessment Objective 2, or AO2, understanding. This is the why. It's about explaining why those facts actually matter. That's it. Let's break down each one.
First up, let's really focus on AO1, knowledge. This is your foundation. This is all about proving to the examiner that you really know your stuff inside and out.
So the official definition says you need to recall, select, and present relevant facts. What that really means is when a question asks you to describe an event or outline a teaching, you've got to pull that correct, detailed info from your memory and lay it out clearly. This is where all that hard revision, memorizing names, dates, events, really pays off. Let's make this real. Have a look at this example. Part A asks you to give an account of the Prophet's migration. This is a pure AO1 question. That phrase, give an account, is a direct signal to just present the facts of the Hijra. What happened? Who was there? What were the key steps? That's all AO1. So, what does a great AO1 answer actually look like? Well, examiners are looking for a few specific things. They want clear, well-structured paragraphs. They want you to kick off each paragraph with a really clear point. Get into the details. Don't just say something happened. Explain how. If you can, back it up with a relevant quotation. And this is a big one. Focus specifically on the question they asked, not the one you wish they'd asked. Okay, so we've nailed down the what. Now let's move on to that second key, AO2, understanding. If AO1 is asking what happened, AO2 asks the most important follow-up question of all, so what? This is where you go beyond just reciting facts and really start to show off your critical thinking. Here's the official definition. The key word, and you really got to focus on this one, is significance. It's not enough to know the story of the Hijra. You need to explain why it was so significant. Why was it a turning point? What does it mean for Muslims living today? This skill is all about showing that you get the deeper meaning.
And would you look at that, it's part B of the very same question we just saw. Why was it significant? The question literally uses the key word from the definition. This is the exam basically telling you, okay, time to switch gears from what to why. You're not just a reporter anymore, now you're an analyst.
For AO2, the examiner's checklist is a bit different. They want you to focus squarely on the importance of the topic. How does this event or teaching actually affect Muslims today? You can even give your own well-reasoned opinions. And this last point is absolutely crucial. Do not just repeat the facts from Part A. AO2 is for new analytical points, not just a summary of what you've already written.
So, you have the 2 keys, knowledge and understanding. Now for the most important part. How do you actually use them strategically to get the best possible score on exam day? Okay, pay close attention because this might be the most important slide we look at. Check out the mark weighting. 68% of your total O-level grade comes from AO1, from your knowledge. Only 32% comes from AO2, your understanding. Just let that sink in for a second.
So what does this mean for you? The crucial takeaway is this: your foundation of factual knowledge is everything. While that deeper understanding is what pushes you into the top grades, the vast majority of your marks are secured just by showing solid, detailed knowledge. Your number one revision priority has to be building that rock-solid AO1 base. I mean, you can't explain the significance of something if you can't even describe it accurately in the first place, right?
And here's your game plan for the 90-minute exam. Spend about 15 minutes on the shorter question 1. Then, give yourself a solid 25 minutes for each of the 3 longer essay-style questions. That should leave you with a few precious minutes at the end to read over your work. Stick to the clock and you won't have that last-minute panic.
If you take just one thing away from our chat today, let it be this. Focus on building that unshakable foundation of knowledge. Really know the stories, the details, the teachings. Then, use that powerful foundation to build your analysis and show that you truly understand. That is the formula for success.
So there you have it. You have the code, you have the keys. The exam isn't some giant, scary monster. It's just a test of 2 core skills. The syllabus hasn't gotten any smaller, but your path through it should now be a whole lot clearer. So the only question left is, which topic are you going to unlock first?